So every time you select a different option, a different image will be shown. In this video, we are going to create a simple example in order to check how a picker works and how we can use enums on pickers. So as you can see in the exercise description, we need to show a picker, so the user can select a country with 4 options will be okay just to see how it works, and then display the flag of the selected country. As you can see here in the screenshot, we just downloaded some flag images, and then when you select an option in a picker, you can just show the flag of that country. Okay, if you want to download the images from here, just click the link or just download your own images. So let's go to our project. The first step will be import the images that we downloaded. So we will go to the assets folder and then just drag the flags there, the images. I selected this format for the name, so flag dash the name of the country, because we have to differentiate them. Okay, so we'll see that we can load each of the images with the name. So the next step will be creating our enum. So we will define how many countries will be available for the selection. In this case will be only 4, so we can define this here. We could also put it here if we want, but outside the view it's fine. So we have these 4 cases, and then the next step will be selecting or storing the selection of the user. So if we define the state variable here, that is called selected country, and it will be a country type. This is the type we just created with an enum. So we are selecting China, just the first case, as default, but this is going to store the selection of the user. So when the user clicks in another option, this value will change to the case. So how we do that? We will use a picker. So let's write it so you see all the options we have. So we have different inits here, but this one will be enough. We have title key, selection, and content. Title key will be empty because we are not going to show any title in the selector. The selection will be selected country, and as you can see here that we've seen before, this is a binding variable. Okay, this means that we have to use the dollar symbol. This is because the picker will do the changes directly in our variable. So if we change this variable ourselves from our view, it will change the value and it will change the picker as well. But if we do it in the picker, if the component is the one that is changing that value, that option, it will change the value of selected country. So it's a bidirectional communication. And then the content. So for the content, as we've seen in the example, we just put the options that we want to show to the user. Just a simple text will be enough, but we have to tag every option here. So when an option is selected, the system will know what is the option that should send or that should set on the selected country. Okay, so we use these cases in order to tag. So why we are using an enum instead of a string? For example, we could use strings here. We can set this and say, okay, I select China. So I can tag this with China and change everything else. But the problem here is that if something changes, if I make a mistake here, Xcode doesn't know. We don't know that there is a bug here, an error. But if for some reason I change it here, then we have a compilation error. So that's why we prefer to use enums when we have a definite amount of cases. Okay. All right. So here we can see already the picker. I put this back also. So this is only for showing the picker. We have different picker styles. So we are going to define just one of them. Like you have here, you have this option, but you can say, okay, picker style, then press dot key, and you have different options. Okay, so just inline, it's fine. So you see all the options at the same time. So the last step here is just to show the flag. Okay, so we need to show different flag depending on the value of this country. Okay, and since this is an enum, the best option here will be use a switch. So we can switch here in the middle of the view, switch selected country. So now I can return a different element depending on the switch case. Okay, so for China, I imported this image, and then I can do the same for each option, right? USA and then Brazil. So if I refresh the UI, I can see the flags, but as you can see, this is taking the whole screen. So let's resize all the images. And then set, well, we'll define an aspect ratio. I think they are square, but well, we can define an aspect ratio here, and then a frame with just the width that can be just 100 or 200. I think the in the example here is different, but yeah, I mean, it's the same. You can define the aspect ratio and then one of those, or width or 8, because the aspect ratio will calculate the other value, or you can just define both width and 8. So we do the same for all the images. And then I think it's refreshed. Yeah, so every time you select a different option, a different image will be shown.